All right, so welcome back to Focus Hands. And in today's episode, we're actually going to be working on the Focus 2016 Focus SE, mainly because I'm getting some rough idle problems, and I'm trying to fix the problem before it gets worse and worse and worse, and I get stalled on the street. So you may or may not already have this problem, and you'll know when you're sitting at a stoplight or something, you're idle. It idles around like 600, 500, acts like it wants to cut off, and then another day, the car is fine. You don't have any problems at all. So what I've done already is over here you saw I've disconnected the battery, the throttle body boot, this PVC crankcase pressure hose. I've inspected it to make sure there wasn't any cracks in here. And I don't see anything that stands out to me that will warrant me replacing this part. Here's that part number if this is something that you need to replace. Go up to Ford.com and they can help you. My main focus is going to be down here on this throttle body. I replaced my 2.0 liter throttle body with a Ford, a Ford Mustang, 2.3 liter Ford Mustang throttle body for that extra air. And it's been working really well. But what I didn't notice, and off camera, I replaced my air filter, which was extremely dirty. I think I have a picture that I'll post here. Ford Focus is running a little funny. So we got a new unit, old unit look here. Make sure you check those air filters and clean those mass airflow sensors. Oh my gosh. If you saw that picture, it's very, very dirty. And I need to take a look at the throttle body here to see if it's dirty, clean it. And if that doesn't fix the idling problem, then I'm going to move on to changing out the spark plugs, which I've never changed since I bought this car. So with all that said, let's just get to work. Pulls up and comes out. Set this off to the side. Now we have more access to take off the throttle body boot. Probably could loosen it up some more. It's a little tight. Just like that. So I'm going to take you down in here so you can see why it's not the throttle body. Let me turn on the light so you can see. Push it in. I'm gonna look through the camera to see. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem with the throttle body at all. It may be the spark plug. So I'm gonna put all this back together. The end of the engine is back together. And now I'm going to work on taking out all of these spark plug coils, looking at the spark plugs to see if that is the problem. Because we verified by looking at it, and we know that the throttle body is brand new. It's only probably a year old at this point. So there shouldn't be problems with that. If we need to come back to it, we will. But just off looking at it, we can use our common sense and discard that for the moment. What we don't know for sure is if these spark plugs have been changed when I bought the car. So we're going to dive into that. And if you get another look over here at the VVT solenoids, like these things look nasty. And I'm probably going to change those out when I get ready to do a valve cover gasket change out. And yes, I'll be taking y'all along for the ride for that. So don't worry. But we'll get those swapped out too. That's going to be a fun job, it looks like. Anyway, let's go get those spark plugs. So I got spark plugs, and these are Motorcraft. Sorry, you can't see that. Motorcraft spark plugs. I also got a plug or a tester. I forget what they call this thing. A spark plug gap tester. And I'm going to test the gap. There we go. I'm going to test the gap on the ones that come out to see what they are. And we'll put those same gaps back in. I may not need it, but hey, I got it just in case. Let's unplug each one. So for this, I'm gonna bring you in. So on these, you have to slide this plastic piece back, slide it back, and then you depress it to move it out. You slide this back and then depress it. And one more time, slide back, depress, pull out. You want to check these boots to make sure they're not swelling. There's no swelling. You also want to check down in your weld to make sure you don't have oil down there, which would probably show up on this, on your boot. Again, show you. Check down there, don't see anything. I'm lining these up exactly how they came because I want to put them back exactly how I got them. Really not a big deal, except that I just want to do that for me. I also vacuumed out the section before doing this. Something else I would consider you do, so that you don't get trash down in your engine, because that would not be a very good day for you or me either. All right, so now I'm going to go pull those spark plugs out. I'm going to look at the gaps and see what we have. Stay focused. All right, you can't really see this, and I'm sorry for that, but sometimes that's the nature of this until I get a new POV camera and I'm working on. All right, so get a look. Let me get this focus. Get a look at that. So these are the spark plugs that came out. Obviously, these need to be replaced and can likely be why we're having that idling issue. So we're gonna set that out. It's gonna be spark plug number 1. And we're gonna go down the list and get these out. I'm not gonna hold you while I do that. So stay focused. All right, so check this out. You already saw number 1, and you can look at, that right there. Obviously not very good. And again, at the bottom, these needed to be changed. Number 2, no better. Very black. So I can focus. Very black. Needed to be changed. Same thing with number 3. You can see it's got problems here. And number 4, same with that. I'm not even sure whether it maybe oxidation or whatever. But these needed some help. So now I'm glad that I went out and got these, because this might be the problem. So let me get all this up, look at the gaps, and I'll bring you back on. All right, so all the gaps have been checked. These were all like 0.045 on the gaps, and the new ones are like 0.03 on the gaps, which means that the filament for these basically was eroding. So everything's already back in. I just snugged it, no torquing. I think there is a torque spec for spark plugs, but I don't know how many people actually do it. I typically don't do that, which is the shocker, because I normally torque everything. But yeah, where did I just pull this one from? I think here. Set all these back in here, just like so. All right, and that is a successful spark plug change out. Last thing to do is put these stuff back in the box and go and test it to make sure the car cranks and runs proper. And I think we'll be good to go. All right, so let's get into focus here and see what we got. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Your focus sound may vary. I have that Mazda Speed 3 dual exhaust in the back. So your focus may vary on sound, but I love it. It doesn't feel like it wants to die. I'm kind of just watching over here. And it may not present itself right away. We may need to drive it a few So in the next couple of videos, I'll kind of update you all on, did this actually fix that problem? For right now, it's definitely not having the issue that it was having before, which is a plus. But, you know, we need to test these things, and I'm not going to let y'all sit here for 20 minutes while I test it and kind of thing like that. So I'll keep you informed if anything should change, but from what I see, it looks pretty good. Anyway, if you guys kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're doing a lot of things here on Focused Tan, so I really appreciate each and every one of you that keep coming back. Past that, check out my other content, you know, Focused Arm stuff if you want to, and we'll kind of just go from there. Focused Tans, out. Peace.